Continuing from the last chapter, Xiao Yan successfully passed the Alchemist Association's assessment, but he declined the offer to become an elder enshrined for the association. What did you just say? President Bai Rua's eyebrows furrowed as he spoke, his anger flaring up. Vice President, please calm down. I'm just used to a carefree life, not one bound by constraints. I apologize for disappointing you. Xiao Yan looked at Bai Rua with a hint of regret. Haha, you really are a troublemaker. Bai Su quickly stepped in to restrain his brother Bai Rua, who was known for his impatience. Rushing things never leads to good results. Xiao Yan, my young friend, listen to me. You can rest assured that serving as an elder enshrined for our Qing City Alchemist Association can be a nominal position. There's no need to stay at the association all the time. Moreover, being an elder enshrined grants you a distinguished status. It will be incredibly convenient for acquiring pills and medicinal ingredients, Bai Su said with a smile. Bai Su was as cunning as an old fox. Seeing that Xiao Yan had achieved such accomplishments at a young age, he knew that Xiao Yan's future was limitless, which is why he extended the invitation. So, what do you think, Xiao Yan? All right, I'll join. But let me make it clear that it'll only be a nominal role. Xiao Yan knew that since he was new to Qing City, joining the Alchemist Association as an elder enshrined could indeed provide him with considerable assistance. Therefore, he agreed. But he also knew he wasn't suited for the role of an elder and would likely be a hands-off leader at best. You little brats, why are you still standing around? Go and start refining your pills. You've been watching for so long. If you've gained any insights, go into seclusion and refine. Look at Xiao Yan here, and then look at yourselves. Bai Su shouted at the association members standing in awe of Xiao Yan. The people below the steps, initially harboring some resentment and thinking it was unfair, had no choice but to disperse. After all, Xiao Yan had the strength to win over the president's favor. Then it's settled. I'll go register you. Refining an imperial-grade pill is indeed quite taxing. Bai Rua, take them to the lounge to rest for a bit, Bai Su said, giving instructions as he spoke. Follow me. Bai Rua dared not protest and immediately led Xiao Yan and his companion toward the lounge. This is the place. You can rest here for a while. The president will join you shortly. If you need anything, just call me. Bai Rua led Xiao Yan and his companion down a corridor until they arrived at a finely crafted room. He opened the door and then went off to attend to other matters. Hello, Xiao Yan. My name is Yue Ru. Nice to meet you. As Xiao Yan and Qing Yuan stepped through the door, they were greeted by a sweet voice. A girl with long silver hair cascading down, extending her delicate hand toward Xiao Yan with a smile. Qing Yuan, did we come to the wrong place? Xiao Yan looked back at Qing Yuan in confusion. What was going on here? Unfortunately, Qing Yuan was equally puzzled. Wait, you didn't go to the wrong place. Yue Ru quickly intervened, noticing that Xiao Yan and his companion seemed ready to leave. She had intended to make a good first impression and start a conversation with Xiao Yan, but she hadn't anticipated that Xiao Yan would be so unpredictable. Miss Yue Ru, right? What business do you have with me? Xiao Yan asked as he looked at the young woman named Yue Ru before him. This was, after all, a lounge within the Alchemist Association, a place typically reserved for the powerful and influential. Let me be straightforward. I just witnessed your alchemist assessment, and I also heard from the president that you have another purpose for coming here. You're searching for an Imperial-class Dragon-type magic core, Yue Ru said openly, without hesitation. After all, someone who could pass the Imperial-grade alchemist assessment and possess rare treasures could hardly be an ordinary person. I need your flame, or rather, the fire spirit within you, to assist me with something. Rest assured, this task is merely a personal matter and won't involve anything as drastic as killing or arson. My Yue family is prepared to offer you a reward that will satisfy you. While we may not have the dragon-type magic core you seek, we do have accurate information about it, Yue Ru said, her eyes reflecting a certain urgency as she looked at Xiao Yan. Time was running out for her. If she couldn't find the fire spirit soon, her father... Oh! Xiao Yan began to ponder seriously. Dragons were always esteemed creatures, and even magical beasts with traces of dragon blood were incredibly rare. For this girl to have information about a dragon-type magical beast, her background was certainly not simple. Although Xiao Yan had already killed the assailant who tried to harm Qing Yuan, he still needed to refine a foundation-strengthening pill for Qing Yuan to discover what his uncle had mentioned and uncover the secrets surrounding Qing Yuan. Such valuable information was not something Xiao Yan could afford to miss. "Have you made up your mind?" Yue Ru asked anxiously, seeing that Xiao Yan hadn't responded. Her dou qi surged, revealing her true strength. If this wasn't enough to persuade Xiao Yan, then she would have no choice. The thought made her cheeks flush slightly. "A 3-star dou di?" Xiao Yan exclaimed. Although a 3-star dou di posed little threat to him, he hadn't expected the woman before him to also be a dou di expert. This meant she was here not because of her status, but because of her strength. "Madam, a mighty 3-star dou di. What is your intent?" Xiao Yan's soul power discreetly shielded Qing Yuan as he sternly addressed Yue Ru. All right, there's no need for hostility. Let's keep things peaceful and profitable." President Baisu hurried over after finishing the registration, knowing full well that both Yue Ru and Xiao Yan were like ticking time bombs. "Retract your douqi aura, Yue Ru. Communicate properly. Time is not on your side, it seems." "Humph." Yue Ru snorted coldly, but then calmed herself. "Here is your assessment badge. Keep it safe. Also, this is a special cloak made by our Alchemist Association. Wearing it can conceal your aura, and even a 3-star dou di might not detect it," Baisu said as he handed the items to Xiao Yan. Yue Ru, standing to the side, still seemed a bit angry, but seeing this scene made her realize that the man before her was indeed an imperial-grade alchemist of the first tier. Her earlier actions had been, "I'm sorry, Yue Ru began, realizing she had lost control of her emotions. The thought of her father's limited time had made her desperate. Finding someone with a fire spirit was a stroke of luck, and she had planned to communicate properly. But concern had clouded her judgment, and when Xiao Yan hesitated, she had grown frustrated, leading to the scene just now. "I agree to help, but I can't guarantee that the treatment will succeed. I can only promise to do my best." Xiao Yan still didn't fully understand the situation with this young woman, but after some careful consideration, he decided to accept. If even the Alchemist Association, known as the Heaven of Alchemy, didn't have what he needed, missing out on Yue Ru's information would be truly regrettable. "You've agreed?" Yue Ru was clearly taken aback by Xiao Yan's sudden decision. Just a moment ago, he had shown no sign of relenting, and now, all of a sudden, he had accepted. "My father was injured during a magical beast hunt, suffering a hidden affliction from the beast's desperate attack. From certain ancient texts, I learned that only a fire spirit can save him," Yue Ru explained. This wasn't exactly a secret. Her father had doted on her greatly in the past, and now that his life was at stake, she couldn't let go of the rare opportunity to meet someone with a fire spirit. Thus, Yue Ru had to reveal more to dispel Xiao Yan's concerns. Qing Yuan was clearly moved by Yue Ru's actions. To go to such lengths for her father showed that Yue Ru was truly a filial daughter. "There's no point in talking more. We'll only know once we get there," Xiao Yan replied solemnly. Even he couldn't guarantee the success of such a deal. Who knew what condition her father was actually in? "President, could you keep an eye out for an imperial-grade dragon-type magic core for me?" Xiao Yan asked, still not giving up, turning to President Baisu. At the imperial grade, the magic core's elemental attribute doesn't matter. Any imperial-level beast's magic core can be used for refining. However, imperial-grade magic cores are extremely rare, often unattainable even if you have the money, and dragon-type magic cores are almost never seen. "But I'll keep an eye out for you over the next few days," President Baisu replied calmly. "In that case, let's head to the Yue family first." "Lead the way, Miss Yue," Xiao Yan said without delay. Having completed the assessment and agreed to Yue Ru's deal, he was ready to move on. "What? We're leaving so soon?" Yue Ru was startled by the abrupt change in Xiao Yan's demeanor, but a warm feeling rose in her heart. "Let's go. I'll lead the way." Yue Ru was still slightly worried, but Xiao Yan's swift decision left her in disbelief. "Yes, my assessment is done, and without a magic core, there's no way to refine any more pills in the short term. Besides, you mentioned that your father's condition is serious. We might as well check on him now and complete the deal while we still have time," Xiao Yan explained. Thank you, President. We'll be on our way now, Yue Ru said, clearly cheered up by Xiao Yan's straightforwardness. She bid farewell to President Bai Su and led Xiao Yan and the others out of the association. Stay safe. Qing City hasn't been too peaceful lately. I hope your father recovers soon, President Bai Su said with concern. Thank you for your kind words, President, Yue Ru replied. Then she and Xiao Yan disappeared from Bai Su's view. Qing City was home to three powerful forces: the Alchemist Association, the Yu family, and the Lei family. The Alchemist Association maintained a neutral stance, while the other two families coexisted peacefully, jointly developing the city. In recent years, there had been little conflict between them. As the trio walked through the bustling streets, Qing Yuan gazed around curiously, much like an inquisitive child. Yue Ru, excited by the thought that Xiao Yan's fire spirit might save her father, was filled with anticipation. After so many years of searching, she had finally found someone who could help. Xiao Yan shook his head and walked alongside them, staying close to prevent any mishaps. Hey, watch out. Xiao Yan rushed forward to pull Yue Ru back as she was about to collide with someone. Are you blind? How dare you bump into us? One of the men behind the black-clad figure snarled fiercely. Boss, these two women are quite the beauties. Why not take them with us? Another man sneered, noticing Yue Ru and Qing Yuan's striking appearance, and a wicked smile spread across his face. Why make trouble when we don't need to? The priority now is to return, the leader of the group said, trying to be cautious. We've done so much already. One more time won't hurt, the men behind him said, their eyes burning with lust as they stared at Yue Ru and Qing Yuan, as if victory was already in their grasp. Fine, but make it quick. The leader sighed in resignation and instantly crushed a scroll-like object in his hand. A secluded space suddenly enveloped them, isolating them from the world. Bang! 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 The two followers launched an attack on Yue Ru and Qing Yuan, their claws slicing through the air with compressed force, aiming to take them down in one strike. A one-star Do-Di? Xiao Yan murmured as he observed their strength. Little E instantly emerged from Xiao Yan's body and unleashed a torrent of flames at the men attacking Qing Yuan and Yue Ru. The terrifying heat incinerated the two men into nothingness on the spot. They deserved it. This flame's power was truly terrifying. Haha, this flame is indeed quite extraordinary. It's certainly no ordinary thing, so I'll be taking it without hesitation. The black-clad man laughed as he spoke. At first, he hadn't paid any attention to Xiao Yan, who was merely following the two women. In situations like this, such a person was usually just a subordinate with insignificant power, not worth noticing. However, now that Xiao Yan had summoned the fire spirit, the situation had changed. Although the man didn't recognize it as a fire spirit, he could tell it was a rare and invaluable treasure, something everyone would covet, often resorting to any means to obtain. Since we've already crossed paths, you won't be leaving here alive, the black-clad man said as he slowly removed his cloak, revealing his true face. An aura of wickedness radiated from him, his white hair a clear indication of some dark cultivation practice, causing a sense of unease. Waves of terrifying, malevolent energy emanated from the man, making even Xiao Yan feel a chill run down his spine. This aura. He's likely reached the peak of a 3-star Do-Di, Xiao Yan remarked, his voice calm as he gauged the man's strength. I'm sorry to have dragged you into this. I'll hold him off while you two run. You're the key to saving my father with the fire spirit in your possession. I'll protect you with my life if I have to. Yue Ru furrowed her brows and bit her lip, speaking to Xiao Yan with determination. Don't worry. I gave you my word, and I won't go back on it. Besides, I'm not the type to hide behind a woman. Xiao Yan reassured the stubborn Yue Ru. How could he let Yue Ru, who was only at the early stages of a 3-star Do-Di, fight against this man at the peak of the same level? Enough with the last words. Prepare to die. Don't worry, after you're dead, I'll tear you apart piece by piece and then extract the fire spirit. As for your two lady friends, I'll take good care of them for you. Ha ha ha. The black-clad man laughed maniacally. In this sealed-off space created by the black-clad man, breaking through would be impossible for anyone below a 4-star Do-Di. Moreover, This space gave the man a boost while significantly weakening Xiao Yan, hence his arrogant and unrestrained roar. Corpse Demon Bone-Melting Hand. The black-clad man launched his attack at Xiao Yan, his palms surging toward him at lightning speed, imbued with a sinister and malevolent energy. An ominous phantom of a giant hand seemed to flicker around his palm. Great Heavenly Creation Palm. Xiao Yan instantly responded with a terrifying Heaven-Tier Do technique, countering the attack with his own powerful strike. Their palms clashed, the wicked and unsettling aura of the Corpse Demon Bone-Melting Hand colliding with the fierce energy of the Great Heavenly Creation Palm. However, Xiao Yan was at a slight disadvantage. Boom, boom, boom. Violent ripples of energy spread out in waves from the clash. Though the exchange seemed ordinary at first glance, it quickly became clear to any observer that despite the assistance of his heavenly flame, Xiao Yan was still at a disadvantage. The black-clad man held the upper hand. Yue Ru had always thought that Xiao Yan's strength lay solely in his exceptional alchemy skills, and that he might be lacking in combat abilities, as many alchemists often required protection during battles. But after witnessing the fierce battle between Xiao Yan and the black-clad man, Yue Ru realized she had been mistaken. Not only was Xiao Yan a masterful alchemist, but his combat prowess was also formidable, rivaling her own. This realization stirred a new and complex emotion within her. Xiao Yan, this man in black, is the murderer who attacked the Mu family. Qing Yuan vaguely recalled that the evil aura from that night was the same as this one. Although it was very late that night, Qing Yuan remembered the killer's appearance and aura in detail, so encountering him again now, she could identify him precisely. So you're the one who killed the Mu family. What bad luck for you. Since you also desire my flames, let's see if you have the skill to take them. If not, you can stay here and make amends to the Mu family, Xiao Yan said to the man in black. Originally, Xiao Yan had planned to find the Mu family's murderer after dealing with Yue Ru's matters to avenge Qing Yuan and fulfill her wish, but encountering him like this had saved a lot of trouble. This aura feels a bit unusual. It seems to be from the extraterritorial evil clan? The Golden Dragon King, having fought against the extraterritorial evil clan countless times, was extremely familiar with their aura and immediately became furious. Can you handle this? The Golden Dragon King asked Xiao Yan slowly. Heavenly Fire 3 Mysterious Changes. The terrifying energy ripples gradually subsided. How is this possible? Perfected third star Do Di? The man in black couldn't help but exclaim. He felt a wave of fear as Xiao Yan's roar made him realize how terrifying the amplification was. This kid actually has such a frightening enhancement. However, your secrets are really many. First, the rare fire, then this terrifying method for short-term power growth, and now that unusual flame. My interest in you keeps growing. Though surprised, the man in black knew that among Do Di experts, strength could not be countered by minor methods. External forces were ultimately external. But external methods are just that, external. They are not on the same level as a truly perfected third star Do Di. Now let me show you the true power of a perfected third star Do Di. Everything you rely on is ultimately vulnerable against absolute strength. Let me crush your reliance. The man in black sneered at Xiao Yan. Talking so much nonsense, Xiao Yan replied. Since this man in black was indeed the murderer of the Mu family, he could not be spared. Intense doqi surged from the man in black, with vast power coiling like a dragon above him, roaring continuously. Qing Yuan and Yue Ru felt the terrifying fluctuations from the energy dragon. Xiao Yan's palm was quietly preparing something as he watched the man in black. Xiao Yan, if things don't go well, we should retreat first. Yue Ru understood the difference in strength between Do Di experts and knew that even a slight difference could be huge. Her concern wasn't just for her father's safety, but also for Xiao Yan. She felt some guilt for causing trouble. Since we've encountered him, let's deal with him now. Besides, whether you provoke them or not, they will eventually come looking for you, Xiao Yan said, seeming to understand Yue Ru's thoughts. A high-grade alchemist's soul is quite a delicacy. The Mu family's flavor was unforgettable, but I believe you will be even more delicious, the man in black said with a twisted face, greedily eyeing Xiao Yan. You dare to be so blatant in Qing City as the one who killed the Mu family? You've got some guts, Xiao Yan said, fully aware of the situation. You're all going to die anyway. What does it matter if you know? The Mu family touched things they shouldn't have, so they got what they deserved, the man in black said confidently, as if speaking from a position of victory. Things they shouldn't have touched? I'm very curious about what you mean. Why don't you hand it over to me? Xiao Yan said with malicious intent. Haha, you're trying to save yourself and still thinking so much. The man in black mocked disdainfully. I think it's you who should worry about saving yourself. Golden Demon Puppet go? A puppet comparable to a second star Do Di? You're quite a treasure. Before the man in black could finish his words, the golden demon puppet, with its golden fists, struck at him. Boom, boom, boom. The fists of the man in black and the golden demon puppet clashed. The man in black was clearly pushed back a few steps by the force of the punch before he could steady himself. The golden demon puppet, with its deathly gray pupils and unyielding bronze-gold body, remained in its punching stance. It was evident that, after undergoing the baptism of the nine-colored pill thunder, the golden demon puppet had not yet fully evolved to its highest level, but its physical strength was already on par with that of a perfected third-star Do Di. Of course, this didn't rule out the possibility that the man in black hadn't used his full strength. How could this be? There's something strange about this puppet. The man in black had not initially thought that a puppet comparable to a second-star Do Di could be so powerful. After all, a puppet was merely a corpse that followed orders. However, after exchanging a punch, the man in black realized that this puppet's entire body was infused with the power of thunder. What seemed like a simple punch was, in fact, backed by the overwhelming force of thunder. No wonder it had forced him to take a few steps back to regain his footing. Although the golden demon puppet initially gained the upper hand, once the man in black became cautious, the puppet began to falter under the strength of the perfected third-star Do Di. Its once simple bronze-gold body was now riddled with wounds, a sight that made Xiao Yan feel a twinge of heartache. The battle between the golden demon puppet and the man in black raged on. Watching the puppet struggle to hold on, Yue Ru and Qing Yuan bit their lips in anxiety. They both knew that once the golden demon puppet fell, Xiao Yan would be next. Netherworld Heavenly Wrath. Xiao Yan finally completed the fusion of the Angry Buddha lotus flame. A delicate lotus seed floated above Xiao Yan's palm, radiating terrifying power. Just as the man in black was reveling in his advantage, Xiao Yan completed the fusion of the Angry Buddha lotus flame, but he didn't attack immediately. Xiao Yan knew that experts like the man in black could sense the presence of destructive power. Instead, Xiao Yan launched a soul attack at him. If the soul attack succeeded and the man in black was momentarily stalled, that would be the perfect moment to strike with the heavenly flame lotus seed. Xiao Yan believed that this would be the decisive blow. As the man in black was dealing with the golden demon puppet, Netherworld Heavenly Wrath silently approached. Ugh. The man in black suddenly spat out a mouthful of blood, but he didn't fall into a stupor. Damn it! Did I fail? Xiao Yan muttered as he looked at the man in black. Cough, cough. What a powerful soul force. It's a good thing I prepared a countermeasure against you alchemists, just in case of a soul attack. The man in black's soul ring shattered. It was evident that most of Xiao Yan's soul attack had been absorbed by the ring's soul protection power, leaving the man in black relatively unharmed. Out of tricks, are you? Then prepare to die, the man in black roared. The dragon above his head solidified and surged toward Xiao Yan with a roar. The dragon swooped down on Xiao Yan, the sound of the wind splitting through the air. The dragon's power was so overwhelming that even Xiao Yan felt his scalp tingle. Seeing this, Xiao Yan slowly raised the Angry Buddha lotus flame in his hand and aimed it at the approaching dragon. Ah! The man in black suddenly let out a cry, and Xiao Yan immediately recognized the symptoms of a soul attack. At this critical moment, Qing Yuan had summoned all her Do Qi, releasing a white beam of light that shot directly at the man in black. Qing Yuan's soul attack was even stronger than Xiao Yan's Netherworld Heavenly Wrath. What secrets does Qing Yuan possess? Xiao Yan was filled with questions. But the danger had not yet passed, and he couldn't afford to miss this fleeting opportunity. He raised the angry Buddha lotus flame and hurled it at the temporarily paralyzed man in black. Due to the soul attack, the terrifying dragon that had just formed was instantly dispersed. Boom, boom, boom. The angry Buddha lotus flame struck the man in black, its devastating power wreaking havoc on the small patch of sky. Do-chi beams flew everywhere, the searing heat and destructive force vaporizing the man in black's followers. Little E extended a massive protective shield to safeguard Yue Ru and the unconscious Qing Yuan. Xiao Yan, gasping for breath, looked at the center of the explosion and murmured to himself, "Don't die on me just yet. You still have to face Qing Yuan's vengeance." The angry Buddha lotus flame had always been Xiao Yan's ultimate trump card. Back in the Do-chi continent, Xiao Yan had used the flame mantra to forcibly merge multiple heavenly flames into a tiny yet immensely powerful lotus seed, waiting for the right moment to deal a devastating blow to his enemies. Ever since Xiao Yan obtained the inheritance of the ancient Emperor Tuasha and the might of the number 1 ranked heavenly flame, Emperor Flame, the process of fusing different heavenly flames became much smoother, and the resulting power was significantly greater. Although Xiao Yan had the Emperor Flame Ring left by his master, containing various pills, medicinal ingredients, and Do techniques, he hadn't had the time to thoroughly study them since arriving in the Do-di continent. Additionally, he hadn't found a suitable place for training. As a result, when facing powerful opponents, he had few advanced Do techniques at his disposal and had to rely on the ferocious power of the fused heavenly flames for a lethal strike. Boom, boom, boom. Waves of terrifying energy rippled outward in all directions. The place where the man in black once stood was now a massive crater, with the shock waves spreading out in concentric circles. After a while, when the smoke and dust finally cleared, a broken figure slowly emerged from the depths of the crater. The man in black had initially scoffed at Xiao Yan's use of forbidden techniques to boost his power, viewing him as nothing more than an insignificant ant, easily crushed. But who could have imagined that this so-called ant could unleash such a terrifying attack, nearly bringing him to the brink of death? This Xiao Yan must die. As Xiao Yan scrutinized the figure that had survived the explosion, he noticed that the man in black had only lost an arm and a leg. This, despite the fact that Xiao Yan's most powerful attack, the angry Buddha lotus flame, fueled by the violent energy from fusing 6 different heavenly flames, had been unleashed after the man in black was momentarily paralyzed by Qing Yuan's full-force soul attack. Even the man in black's sole means of defending against soul attacks had been shattered during Xiao Yan's earlier strike, and yet, Xiao Yan's ultimate attack had merely dealt him serious injuries. The fact that this man in black, a perfected 3rd star Do-di, could be so overwhelmingly powerful was utterly terrifying.